In order to graph a linear function, we would first need to know the x-intercept, y-intercept, slope, and a couple of the points. So for this example, we're given the equation y is equal to 2x plus 1. So we're given the y-intercept, which is 1. And we know this because it's in the form mx plus b, and b is the y-intercept. So one of the first points we could plot is the y-intercept, which has the coordinates 0 and b. So in this case, the coordinate for the y-intercept is 1. We could then find the x-intercept, and we could do this by setting y to 0, because the graph intercepts the x-axis when y is equal to 0. (2x plus 1). And then in order to find x, we just isolate it. Is equal to -1, and x is equal to -1/2. So our second point is 0 and -1/2. In order to get the other points, we would have to set values for x. So I'm going to pick x is equal to 1 and x is equal to -1 as my points. So when x is equal to 1, y would be equal to 2 times 1 plus 1, which is 3. So one of the points on the graph would be 1 and 3. Now for the second one, 2 times -1 plus 1 is equal to y for the second point. And then y would be equal to 2 times -1 plus 1. So that's -1. Second point would be at coordinates -1, -1. And we would plot both of these points in it. (1, -1). And then we would draw a line connecting all of these points. Now it's very important that you draw arrows at the end to show that it's going towards infinity, because there's no limits placed on this equation. In this example, we're only given 2 points, so point 1 and point 2. So in order for us to graph the function, we would have to do what we did last time. So find the x-intercept, y-intercept, slope, and some points. So we already have the points here, which are these two. So we have to find the x-intercept and y-intercept. However, in order to find these two, we would need the formula. So we must find slope first, and we do that by using the formula rise over run. And that's y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So we just substitute these values from these points we got. So y2 is equal to 4, y1 is equal to 2, x2 is equal to -1, and x1 is equal to 1. So we would get 2 over -2, which is -1. So far the formula is looking like y is equal to -x plus b. So we would only have to find b. Now, in order to do this, we have to substitute one of the points values into the formula to get b. So I'm going to use 0.1. So 2 is equal to -1 plus b. So I just substitute the values from one of the points to get it. And then I isolate for b. So b is equal to 2 plus 1, which is equal to 3. So now you have the formula for the line. And then we could use it to solve for the x-intercept and the y-intercept. So for the x-intercept, that would be y is equal to 0. So y is equal to 0 in the formula. And then we isolate for x. So x is equal to 3 when y is equal to 0. And then for the y-intercept, that's when x is equal to 0. So the formula, y is equal to minus x plus 3. And then we isolate for y, which is equal to 3. So when x is equal to 0, y is equal to 3. And then we just plot these points into the graph. Then we draw the line with the arrows. And that's basically it.